Chiefs are undefeated coming off of a bye week in which they got knocked down on Key's big list.
Yeah, they got knocked down on
the
Key's big list.
They're at 3
So you think
now?
Vegas is listening to me?
They
Absolutely,
might be.
they might be.
You have them at third on your list.
Yeah, they're sitting at 3. It's like a punishment because the other two teams played.
Right.
They didn't play.
Well, should they be underdogs against the Niners?
I think
Key, before we start, how does Vegas make money when you lose? Right?
I mean, I don't know because I don't bet.
No, but they make money when you bet and you lose.
So they made a lot of money off of you.
So for these, go ahead. I'm moving on.
No, but absolutely they should
be underdogs.
Underdogs. Think about it. San Francisco has really been in every single game in recent history against the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They've been in every game. They continue to turn the football over. Think about that Super Bowl last year. That Super Bowl was San Francisco's Super Bowl. But for whatever reason, they didn't close it out and get it done. But you just look at this particular football team. The Niners are coming off a pretty impressive win, as far as I'm concerned, against an opponent out of their division in Seattle on Thursday night. So they got a little bit of extra rest. Although, when you look at this, Andy Reid is 21-4 coming off byes in the regular season. That's 13-1 in Philly, and then again 8-3, which is pretty damn good in Kansas City. So they'll be ready to play. But I still just believe that San Francisco, overall, with everybody at their disposal and ready to go, they're a better football team collectively than the Kansas City Chiefs. But the quarterback isn't better. That's the issue that you have when you start talking about Kansas City.
Well, I mean, I think the coach is probably considered to be better.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to go to the sidelines. I tried to stay on the field as much as I could.
Yeah. Should they be the underdog, Paul?
I don't know where all this Chief hate has come from. I don't know where all this disrespect has come from the Chiefs. They're 5-0.
Point, man. It's not disrespect.
That's disrespectful. He got them on his big list, number 3. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why. Since we're going to throw numbers out there, okay, the Chiefs are 10-3 versus the spread. Mahomes. They've beaten the 49ers the last 4 times. So what have the 49ers done outside of beat Seattle to show me that they can play with or even beat Kansas City? Yeah, you're going to throw names like, Debo and Ayuk and Purdy's doing this. I don't want to hear that. As long as number 15 is out there, they should never be an underdog.
Patrick Mahomes. I don't think the Chiefs should be underdogs. I'm picking the Chiefs in this game. I think the odds makers are honoring that San Francisco is at home.
They're at home on the road.
That's
and they're coming off an impressive win with another team.
Yeah, I think they're forgetting.
Team didn't even play.
I think they're forgetting the note about Andy Reid and the Chiefs off of a bye. But again, it's not a huge, it's 1.5 point spread.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You usually get 3 at home. So in some ways, they're actually being respectful of the Chiefs.
They're actually underdogs.
It's essentially even.
Yes, but they are still technically underdogs. But this is a really big game. The Niners know the size of the task at hand for America's Game of the Week, but their leaders appear to be pulling in different directions. Left tackle Trent Williams says, quote, "It's a game. It's another game. It's not like we can get payback for losing the Super Bowl. That ship has sailed." On the other hand, linebacker Fred Warner says, quote, "They've still got 15, Patrick Mahomes back there, and I have yet to beat them. I think I played against them maybe 4 times now, and I've yet to beat them. So I think it's an important game for us to try and get over that hump and get this win." Which 49ers approach do you like more, Fred or Trent?
It's crazy because I like them both. This is the right approach when you look at it. They both are correct. You can't get the Super Bowl back. That's over and done with. Now, we done moved on from Vegas. We headed to New Orleans now. We're going to sit up and still cry over that situation? No, we can't do that, right, Joy? And then when you look at Fred's situation, 4-0 or 0-4 against them, he's yet to beat them. And many of us as athletes have had this nemesis team that has taken control of us, whether it was the Philadelphia Eagles when I was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we just couldn't until we did. Okay? Michael had the same issue with the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Until he did, and once you get over that, this is the same thing for San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. 0-4 in the last 2 Super Bowls, 2 regular season games. They cannot seem to get over that. But once they get over that and they just a little crack in the foundation, now all of a sudden you feel much better as a team about your opponent. If it's a Kansas City Chiefs, we can beat them. We can beat them. We can beat them. So I think both are correct. I like what they're both saying. They're both correct as far as I'm concerned, Joy.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's sort of down the middle. I get what Trent's saying. It's another game. I mean, it's week 7. If they lose this game, does this mean anything for their postseason success? No. Probably not. They're going to be a good team and be there at the end of the year. But what it does mean, always are. But psychologically, it matters a lot, and that's why I would agree with Fred Warner that it's an important game for them.
Think about, Paul, if they messed around and saw them in New Orleans, how they going, man, we done lost to these dudes 5 straight
That's what I'm saying. Man. So it's not another game. God. It's not another game. Just for the fact that you said that. You're going to be in that locker room. You're going to be there all week like, damn, we done lost to them 5 times in a row.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so psychologically, Joy, this is not another game. I like the Fred Warner approach. Listen, we got to beat them. So I know at least if we see them in the Super Bowl, I'm going to go in that locker room and my pregame speech is going to be like, look, remember what we did to them 8 weeks ago? Same thing. Let's go out here and get this Super Bowl and get our money back. That's it.
I'm kind of with you. Like it's in the grand scheme of things. Like we build up. Okay, it's a Super Bowl rematch. You know, what does this really mean? It's week 7. You can look at both sides of it. But because they have lost to them 4 times in a row, because this is a real a matchup that could be repeated in New Orleans this year, there is something psychological to it. They know they can beat everybody. They know that because they have. Except for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Except for them.
So while if they lose this game, this might not change anything for what they are going to do and making the postseason or winning their division. They do need to get up for it. They do need to psychologically. And also, even coming off of the Seattle game, which I think was a good game, they're 3-3. Like they do need to put together back-to-back consistent good wins. They had 2 really bad losses. Okay, you got the where you lost
Rams
in the 4th quarter. Yeah, where you let it go in the 4th quarter. Divisional games. Now you go beat Seattle in a really convincing way. Do that against the Kansas City Chiefs. Check off 2 boxes. Back-to-back good wins and against a team that you haven't beaten in the last 4 occasions, and the last one being the Super Bowl. So what do the Niners need to do to erase the Chiefs' demons?
Well, first of all, they need to cut down on those mistakes, right? Those 7 turnovers in those last 3 Chiefs games that I talk about, not the 4 games, but in 3. 3 sounds better than 4 when you start talking about turnovers and you're talking about the 7. Also, they had 11 more penalties in their last 4 meetings against San Francisco, against the Chiefs. And if they're going to win this game, Brock Purdy has to be the best player on the field. He'll be the best player on the field, period. Not just the best quarterback, the best player on the field. He can't give the ball to Patrick Mahomes in that offense on a short field. He cannot not cash in the red zone. Can't turn the football over in the red zone. There are different things that we saw him do against Seattle where he extended plays, kept drives alive. He's got to do that against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kansas City's got a pretty good defense, okay? They got a pretty solid defense, and they got to make sure that they protect him at all costs. If they do that, and he's the best player on the field, they're going to win the game.
Yeah, my first line of my notes is they need to play mistake-free football. We all know how good, we just mentioned it, how good Andy Reid is off of a bye. He's 21-4 following a bye in his career, the best in NFL history, and 8-3 with the Chiefs. This is a veteran team, a prepared team. They've seen this team before. They've beaten this team before. They're not going to take this team lightly, and I'm talking about the Chiefs against San Francisco. They are the current budding dynasty in the NFL. What happens with dynasties? They don't beat themselves, and they take advantage of your mistakes. So you cannot play mistake. You can't make those mistakes. You can't give them extra possessions, particularly a Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid team. And their stars need to play like stars. Everybody needs to have a big game. This is a game that if you're billing it as the Super Bowl rematch, it matters. You haven't beaten them the last 4 times that you've seen them. The last time was in the Super Bowl. You need to put together back-to-back good wins, really start to get on a roll. You need to play a near-perfect game, and your stars need to show up in order to erase the Chiefs' demons. But what do you think, Paul?
So in order to erase the demons, okay, let's say San Francisco wins. You know what the demons is? That's that little voice talking to you like, damn, we lost it. Sleepless nights. I still got demons from us losing to the Lakers, Key. That demon ain't never going away. You know what I'm saying? The only way that demon go away is if I go back to the NBA, play for the Celtics, and beat the Lakers, which is never going to happen again. So this is always going to be here. So beating them one game is not going to erase that demon. The only way they erase that demon is beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. Then they forget all that stuff in the past with them. They're the Super Bowl champs. I can dust this little thing that's in my ear, keeping me up for sleepless nights and thinking about the small misplays that happened in the Super Bowl. And that's the only way that these demons can get erased.
I kind of agree with you because they lost to them in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like that's the thing that's keeping you up at night. A regular season win isn't going to erase that.
No.
Winning a Super Bowl or beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl will. But I do think that this win, if they are able to beat the Chiefs, will just give them that confidence boost that will make that pregame speech have a little validity to it. Like, hey, yeah, we can actually beat them.
Then you're going to put another little small angel on this side. Like,
Yeah, right now you can't. But the angel's still a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
The defense from the Super Bowl, that one's earned. But the Chiefs are a little thin at wide receiver. They haven't made any moves yet. The trade deadline is on November 5th. Do you think that the Chiefs need to make a move before the trade deadline, Keyshawn?
I don't know that there's a move out there to be made, though. I keep trying to think, like, a big move for me would be going to get T. Higgins. Like, that's a wow. But you know what I'm saying? That's like one of them. But now, if you go and get T, you're going to have to give up something high, and you're going to have to give him a huge deal.
Right.
You have to get a huge deal. You have to be a $30+ million receiver. Or are you willing to do that when in about 2 years you're going to have to address Rashee Rice if he comes back healthy? Like, it's all those sort of things you got to think about if there was a move to be made. But I don't necessarily think they need to because they find ways to win, whether it's with all of a sudden they dust off a Juju. He looks like Juju from 2 years ago or 3 years ago when he was with Kansas City, right? Now you look up and you found Worthy. You already know he's going to be the guy that's going to lift the coverage. Kelsey got involved last week. The last time they were out playing, he was involved big time before they went on the bye. So I don't know what's out there. Like, what's out there? Devontae Adams, he's no longer there. Amari
Should they
Cooper's
have been
no
in
longer
on
there.
Devontae and Amari?
They weren't going to trade him. They weren't going to trade him to the Kansas City Chiefs within the division.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that.
I agree.
You're just not going to do it.
Amari?
Yeah, but Amari doesn't put them over the top like he does the Bills to a degree. I know, right? It's like how could that? He won't put them over the top. He just won't put them over the top.
So as constructed as is, the Chiefs can't win right now with this squad as constructed?
No, they can win. But getting Amari Cooper doesn't put them over the top.
I think it moves the needle, I think.
I don't think it moves it nowhere near the way it moves it for Buffalo. I just don't. Because they got receivers that's productive. Buffalo ain't got no receivers that's productive.
Well, I'm saying
Kansas City has
push them out farther ahead than what they already are to me as the favorite. Now, Buffalo, they have more ground to make up.
And you got to remember, Josh needs the help.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes doesn't need the help.
Yeah, for sure. 100% Josh needs the help.
That's why I don't think it puts them over the top like that.
Yeah.
Do you think they need to make a move for a trade?
I don't think so. I'm all about if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We 5-0. I mean, she doing everything I'm asking. I got food on the table.
Here we go.
Cleaning up. I got everything I need.
Here we go, Joy.
Then I come home.
You need someone to cook and clean?
She doing all of that.
You've made so much money. You don't have a house cleaner and a chef?
She doing all of that. I come home, she got a little sprained ankle.
Did you just ask him if he had a house cleaner?
A house cleaner and a chef?
No, I don't have no chef. I like to cook.
He for sure ain't got no chef.
No, I like to cook.
If I told you what he was trying to serve me on 4th of July.
You don't stop.
Ain't no stop.
What you mean? He posts pictures of all the seafood he makes.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, if I showed you what he was trying to
What'd you try to
serve
feed
me,
him?
and he gonna tell you it's
The
back up.
Chiefs they don't need to make a big move. they find where they at. They undefeated. As long as you got Travis Kelce, Kobe, Patrick Mahomes, Shaq, the best twosome in football, you can win it.
All I can tell you this is I ain't never had ribs with grill marks. I'm just telling you that. I'm just.
Joy, ribs normally have grill marks.
I have never had ribs with grill marks. I'm just saying.
Listen, think about this. On 4th of July, all the barbecue spots is closed except that one bad one.
Right.
And so I had to order from the bad
Yeah,
one.
you had to order from the bad
Because I
one.
ran out of food that I cooked.
Wait, he had me come over. I said,
all the food
I
was
walk in the
gone.
kitchen. Man, what the hell?
Because all
He
the
trying
food
to,
was
he
gone.
trying to pull a switcheroo on me. I know what you're doing. You buying.
Why
and
you
then
always bringing up old stuff, Debo?
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.